We are tracking two breaking news stories at this hour. A man has been shot following a drive-by shooting. Multiple agencies are on scene at 5th Avenue and Green Street near Underhill Park. That's near the Fred Meyer at I-90 and Thor. The suspect who was shot has been taken to the hospital. Right now, Haven Street to Green is fully blocked off, we are told. Right now, we do not know the identity of either the suspect or the victim.
Also in Meade at this hour, multiple agencies trying to negotiate with a man they say is in crisis inside of a home. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office believes he does have a firearm and is unlawfully in possession of that firearm. This scene is at the 12,900 block of North Yale. That's where authorities responded to reports of shots fired. A SWAT team and hostage negotiators are on scene. They say so far the man is refusing to comply with any of their demands and will not exit the house. We'll keep you posted.
Division now open in both directions at Francis following a head-on car crash that shut down the intersection for hours today. Officers say the driver of a Ford Expedition ran a red light and smashed into several cars. At least 4 cars were involved, and a pedestrian was hit by a car that was involved. That person was taken away by ambulance. Several people were hurt, but police say the injuries are not life-threatening.
New at 4 tonight, Washington State will soon receive and distribute 149,000 rapid COVID-19 test kits. The Department of Health is expected to deploy the first batch of testing kits within the next 5 to 10 days. Washington State anticipates getting nearly 2.3 million total tests between now and December. Those tests will be distributed to community health centers, tribal clinics, and critical access hospitals all across the state. A plan for distribution of future shipments is now in development.
Meantime, in Idaho, officials are coming up with a plan for when a federal government COVID-19 vaccine comes out. The federal government's goal is to produce and deliver 300 million doses of the vaccines starting in January. Idaho's vaccine distribution plan is expected to be submitted by October 16th.
In Kootenai County, lawmakers are asking health officials to reconsider the mask mandate that went into effect on July 23rd and has faced heavy criticism from both members of the public as well as local leaders. Now, in a letter posted on Facebook, senators and representatives of North Idaho wrote, quote, "This order, first passed by your board in July, carries the force of law and is highly upsetting to many of the citizens we represent." Lawmakers who signed this letter are from Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene, Dalton Gardens, Riggins, and Grangeville. They're now asking for the Panhandle Health District to change the mask mandate into a recommendation.
The newest unemployment numbers are out, and another 837,000 Americans filed for unemployment benefits just last week, and more than 650,000 people filed for pandemic unemployment assistance, a category that is reserved for freelance workers. That's according to the Labor Department. The newest numbers are a slight improvement from weeks past, but they are still high from a historical perspective. All right, let's talk weather now. Another beautiful day in the inland Northwest. Not quite as warm as it was yesterday, but nice nonetheless. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick joining us. And Thomas, you're tracking more sunshine heading our way.
Yeah, absolutely. But the small difference today, being a little bit cooler than it was in the last couple days, is actually because it's a little bit more hazy out there in central and eastern Washington, as well as North Idaho. As you kind of look off in the distance, a little bit more difficult to see some of those mountains there. And yeah, we're getting reports of mostly cloudy skies, but really the haze has been just thick enough to filter the sunshine, if you will. So we're sitting at 73 degrees right now, as opposed to about 79 or 80, which is where we were at this point yesterday. So it's been mostly 70s for this afternoon, only a couple 80s between Pomeroy, Moses Lake, and the Tri-Cities area for today. So that haze just keeping temperatures down by about 5 degrees or so. There's also a layer of cloud cover on top of it, especially for northern Washington. No rain coming out of this system. High pressure is still largely dominating our area. Just a little tuff of some cloud cover moving in for the afternoon and evening hours. With the weekend still shaping up to be plenty nice and plenty warm, we'll probably be just shy of some record highs for this upcoming Saturday. But coming up, going to be tracking where this haze is going to be going and how long it's going to take to drift out of our area. So that's coming up in a few minutes.
Sounds good, Thomas. Thank you very much. Happening today in the state of Washington, cyclists do not have to stop completely at stop signs anymore. A new state law went into effect today. This year, the Washington State Legislature voted overwhelmingly to pass that safety stop law, as they're calling it. So the law puts the decision on whether to stop at a stop sign in the hands of a cyclist. If there are cars, pedestrians, or other bikes already at the intersection, an incoming cyclist would first need to yield to them. However, if the cyclist judges they can easily make it through the intersection safely, they are not required to stop. Meantime, in Idaho, a law just like this has already been passed. Growing data suggests that accidents went down in Idaho after the law was passed. A drop is due to the fact that the law reduces the overall amount of time that cyclists spend in or around intersections where they're typically in the most danger. It is still required for cyclists to stop at railroad crossings and behind school buses that have their stop signs out.
Well, brand new housing with futuristic technology has arrived in Spokane. It's located in the Perry district. It's called Blockhouse Life. It's kind of like a hotel that doubles as an apartment complex. Tonight, KREM 2's Brandon Jones has that story.
Blockhouse Life is the newest way to live in Spokane. It's modern with a little bit of flash, but somehow there's a humble presence to them as well. Location in the Perry district is also a big deal for tenants.
There's businesses, places to visit, especially for those who are deciding to rent for short-term periods.
Construction on Blockhouse has been in the works for nearly 2 years, and the work has finally come to fruition. Recently, they opened their doors and people are already moving in.
You can come stay for a night, you can stay for a week, you can stay for a year. Most of them are furnished, but we like to call it flex rental.
What makes them so unique is their less is more approach. In terms of their 240 square foot studio, the unit doesn't take up that much space, but what it lacks in size is made up by the amenities offered and the affordable price to stay in one of these spots.
That room needs to act as a bedroom. It needs to be able to act as a dining room, a kitchen, and a living room. So all of our furniture is flexible, can be moved around, and a lot of our storage is very thoughtful.
Not only can you rent one of these modular spaces out long term, but people visiting from out of town or those who just want to check it out can capitalize with nightly stays that cost around $130. The units partnered with the city of Spokane and Avista to help reduce their carbon footprint with reusable energy and cross-laminated timber.
Perry Street Brewing right here has solar panels on top of it that actually provide energy for the Blockhouse Life.
We will be producing more power than we are consuming.
Now that they're up and running, there could soon be a Blockhouse 2.0 elsewhere in Spokane.
We currently are eyeing a couple different options and also looking at expanding outside of the Spokane region as well.
From Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.